Okay, I'm here in I don't know where this is like the weirdest Airbnb I've ever seen. They're separated from the street by a curtain. And by the way, people still just walk in the front door
Yeah, that's
with
fun.
fundamentals and business cat.
And we are in the capital of Hasidic Judaism.
Wow. You can say that because you are a Jew.
We're going right
into
into
I'll
it.
say that. Behind the camera, Boomer and D. We just finished day 1 of the Bitcoin conference. I bought PBRs for everyone. Took some shit from Francis on the way in because I guess you can't drink PBRs in New France. So it is what it is. How the fuck are you guys doing? Okay, can we just... I want to talk about... You guys can nod or like comment on this. I met these guys this morning. These people are polar opposites to look at. Like one guy walks in with a rainbow Ken hoodie on, and then
He should be wearing that right now.
Fundies is like...
That's a good point.
I saw him yesterday at
Who's
the
grabbing my hoodie?
cocktail hour. He's got like a... Looks like he's a, finance bro or
Got my
whatever.
vest.
Yeah, what was that? You had like the Patagonia on. The Patagonia.
No, dude, that's a Mises Institute vest. I got my loyalty points.
Amazing. I think people say that about me and Len too, that we're opposite of each other in a lot of ways. I hear people say on the show that we are different in the way we talk about things and think about things. And our wives both say that they can't believe we do a show together, much less are actually friends. Do you have any comments on that observation from me?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. You guys, you, Lynn, and Boomer have always reminded me of, like, you guys were high school friends, like, from the movie American Pie.
Okay.
Are you familiar? Did
I
you
haven't
guys
I haven't seen American Pie in a long time.
Okay, but do you remember it? You remember it? So, like, you would be the guy that, like, stood up on the table and said, "No longer will our penises be flaccid." You were that guy. Len was like shitbreak. Yeah, he was like behind the scenes, can like really create a rep. And Boomer's Jason Biggs, dude. Look at this guy.
Who's the guy who bangs the pie?
That's Boomer.
That's Boomer?
It is Jason Biggs in that show. What's
But
his
look
name
at
in
him.
the
Look,
show?
he looks exact.
He does not look like Jason Biggs.
He looks like that guy, the kid. He could have grown.
I get the vibe that you're going with that.
So you guys look like you guys were all high school
Fine,
buddies.
got it.
You guys
Okay.
could have been all high school buddies.
Interesting.
I don't know if I can sign off on the movie connection, but I definitely identify with you and your co-partner.
Yeah.
Canadian pie.
opposite. For sure. Yeah, like Fundamentals and I are definitely two ends of some spectrum.
Yeah.
Like we're on the same ends of some like one spectrum, and we're the opposite ends of
not
a
the
spectrum.
autism
We should have
spectrum either.
never met. It was
How did you
most
guys meet?
chance meeting. I was driving my daughter to middle of Pennsylvania for a college visit, and I happened to see that there was a meetup in the middle of Pennsylvania. And I said to myself, to my wife and my daughter, we're going to this meetup because I love Bitcoin.
On the way?
On the way.
Wow.
And it was like at night. And
That was one of my earlier meetups. So
I just remember being business cat he was wearing a hot pink
See what I'm talking
beefsteak.
about?
He was wearing a hot pink beefsteak hat. And, it wasn't like groundbreaking, like, hey, did you just become my best friend?
Yeah.
But I kept going back to this meetup.
Okay.
And then at some point.
Was it your meetup?
it was my meetup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was his meetup. At some point we realized, like, okay, we are kind of linked up.
So I'm the founder of the Central Pennsylvania Bitcoiners meetup, and this was probably about a year into me having the meetup, but this probably might have been my second or third actual physical event that I had. I was doing like
September 2022
okay, yeah, that's
for those scoring it all.
that.
Okay.
So it's not even a year because I started it, I believe, in 22, beginning of 22, and I was just doing like online, join my call and listen to me rant about Bitcoin. And then I was like, okay, I need to do physical things. And I started it just as all right, I'm in the Cumberland Valley Bitcoiners. And then I realized quickly, it was like, there's nobody here that even knows about Bitcoin. So it's like, all right, I'm just going to claim the entire center of the state. We're in central Pennsylvania.
He's nodding along. He's done this.
The
Obviously,
middle of
his own-
Pennsylvania, by the way, is like known.
take over.
It's known, like, the classic meme of Pennsylvania is you got Philly, Pittsburgh, and then like Kentucky in between.
Yeah,
That's
everything.
That's the meme.
People that have been to Pennsylvania, like the Canadians, don't realize. I went to Grove City, for example, with some buddies years ago. You like ask the cab driver where that you can go to party. The answer is nowhere. It's dry. Okay. And you go to Pittsburgh, it's a fucking party town. I don't know. The States is a mystery to me in a lot of
There are a lot of dry counties. I don't know
What is
why,
that?
but there are
Why?
some retards in the past
Wow.
decided that, okay, our opinions on this the substance is supersedes all other opinions that anybody will ever have ever from now on.
They like being poor, but I guess it's
Those dry counties right
I
across the
respect
county
people's
lines
right to do that.
are all the
I
new
guess,
shots.
right? You want to be.
I guess you guys aren't drinking right now.
I appreciate you buying booze, but I'm kind of like in a dry spell at the moment.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania is like high in
I'm not really a drinker.
Oh yeah,
related to that.
I don't drink that much
either.
either.
So dry.
Not anymore.
loads of Mennonites, loads of like German, Amish. Yeah,
Yeah. So that's gonna lead to.
Is that why you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
for sure. Like the puritanical founder.
Not in Grove.
William
Not where Grove
Penn
City is.
was a Puritan.
Grove City is like, there's a place in Pennsylvania called Roseto, and it gets its name from the same city in Italy where my grandparents are from, actually. And so I hear about this all the time, that the biggest like Italian get together in the States, short of like New York or something, is in this little Pennsylvania town. I've never been.
Never heard of it. It's
Yeah.
wild.
It's like it's a big thing for Canadian Italians. I don't know about American Italians. There's probably better stuff for them to do. I mean, in Canada, people think Italian is East Side Mario's, so it's not a great situation. I don't know. Anyway, I want to talk about your podcast.
Well, let me. So I started the
meetup, yeah.
meetup, and fundamentals rolls through, and like there's I met several, like I met Vic there. It's like there's several people that like immediately like, oh, there's a physical Bitcoin meetup, like within a 7-hour drive I'm going to it. And so like immediately I met several cool people, but like like
Vic's buying Corny Chat for, if you know what that is. Corny Chat is like one of the great real Noster ways to communicate.
Really?
Yeah.
But so like there were several significant people I met early on. But so you roll in with your whole family in tow.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, here's like, hey, how you doing? Like, let's.
This bar had no food that day because the chef didn't show up. We ordered pizza. We ended up ordering pizza.
This was I was still scheduling things at bars. Yeah, I still haven't figured out a good cadence or location for my meetup.
So wait a minute. The funniest thing about this is you dragged your college age daughter to this Bitcoin meetup in the middle of nowhere when she just wanted to get to school and see her friends.
Big sausage fest.
She wanted him.
Worse
almost.
Worse almost. Like it's like a bunch of nerdy guys. Like even talking to the bouncer today at the theater. Like there's really no nerdier gathering than a Bitcoin meetup conference. So okay, so you guys meet at the meetup. What is the? I mean, give me the.
We had a great conversation. I don't know what we talked about, but we must have had a great conversation. And like I made it clear, hey, I'm a Bitcoin miner. You had an S9 at the time that you had plugged in, and then at some point, like you jumped in our Telegram chat, and then at some point later, you decided you were going to exit the S9 scene. So you're like, hey, do you want to buy my S9 from me? You're a Bitcoin miner. It's like, yeah, absolutely. It's like it was like you were having some issue with it, so it's like I'll take it. Whatever the issue is, I'll fix it, and then I'll have another S9.
I'm a Telegram destroyer, by the way.
Are you?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means the second if I arrive like a new Telegram group,
The group dissolves.
it's not that it dissolves, but it becomes the Telegram plus me for sure. Yeah.
Well, we met up. I took his S9 off his hands.
Telegram destroyer.
And I don't think of you as a Telegram destroyer. Well, I think of me as a Telegram destroyer. Like
And that's why we got along. It was
That's
just
true.
you and I. That's just basically the whole Telegram is you and I just going.
we met up at some casino or something, recording studio,
It was out in Rock Lidditz.
something.
We met up.
Fish, and
Yep.
and we handed off. And then like on the way, I had been. I think I had already been on a podcast. I might have already been on High Hash Rate at this point.
Yeah.
But like I had it in my head like, okay, I need to start some kind of show.
To create.
Yeah, you got to create.
Yeah.
Fundamentals was one of like the most recent person where it was clear to me like, oh, I could have a conversation. I could have more than one extended conversation with this dude. So I was like, I just kind of like, do you want to start a podcast?
So the timetable is I meet him in September.
Yeah.
This meeting that we had to sell him his S9, and we met in a freaking pile of snow. This is January of 23.
Okay.
Now, where we start discussing the podcast.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I think I would like to do a podcast. I was having the similar thoughts.
I was kind of still like,
Let's do 5 episodes.
Yeah, let's record 5 episodes
Season 1
before we even release anything to see if we have anything. And then we got into.
And I was like,
recorded and didn't release.
We had several episodes.
That takes discipline. That takes
the first one. This is the first episode was probably 3 hours, and
It's
I
chaos.
was exhausted. I'm sorry.
Take that thing off.
Yeah.
This didn't mean that for that sound.
We have
We will be shedding articles of clothing during this podcast.
for all you audio listeners. Brian's lanyard was all over his microphone, so we're doing some technical things here.
And that's like one of the other reasons we we haven't released some episodes because they were unlistenable because of shit like that.
Shit audio.
We had a few. Early on, I was doing
We had no
a
idea.
lot of editing too. Like I was going through chopping out ahs and ums. I was trying.
Waste of time.
Yeah, well,
Waste of
I rapidly got to that.
But we were
point.
doing separate GarageBand tracks.
Yeah,
That were,
Holy
yeah,
fuck,
that's where.
man.
Yeah, and then I
we
guess
had no idea what we were doing. We're
Were you-
just like, we
because
want to do a
But
podcast.
were you guys recording in person? You weren't.
No.
So like that makes it.
this is our second ever in-person recording.
Should make it easier.
That's right.
Should make it easier to do it if you're online. I think.
It should.
Yeah.
There are solutions. You can do it for free with free tools, but like Riverside is a paid app, which
Yeah.
makes it so much.
And it sucks. And it sucks.
It does have its issues sometimes. Like we had
I don't
multiple
wanna talk
episodes
about
that screwed up
I'm still
because of Riverside.
I'm still
It
in
does.
pain.
It sucks because when you have guests, especially, it's like, okay, I don't want to fuck up the audio. Like I'm even looking at the levels all the time, and like Fundy's light is red and my light is yellow and your light is yellow. I have no idea what that means. It looks like everything's working, but I'm telling you right now, it's in my head. And
Yeah,
so when I
I
have
get you.
guests on, it's a piss off to me when I know that I could do something better and I can't do it because I realize it in the middle of an episode. You know what I mean? That's a pain. Okay, that aside, you guys are also different ages. Okay. I think this is a major weird thing in Bitcoin. I don't know of any other place besides a church where you can go and have conversations with everybody in the building and be on the same page on like 80's too low, the probably 95% of stuff. And like everyone is like, you got geezers and kids who are, still shitting in diapers. And everyone's saying the same thing. Fiat's broken, pensions suck, blah, blah, blah. When you guys like think about your gap, does that ever come up? Like you're looking at Bitcoin, like it solves a certain thing for you. You came from a career in actuary, right?
Yep.
I don't know what you were doing, booking, ordering pizzas at bars or whatever you were doing. But like, this is like it's like truly a sort of like yin and yang relationship on all fronts.
Yes.
So how do you think that contributes to like the content you guys make? I love Rock Paper Bitcoin. I don't listen to anything every episode. I basically listen to every episode of Rock Paper Bitcoin, even if sometimes I'm like, these guys
Really?
sound
That's
nuts.
amazing.
Dude, I still have imposter syndrome.
Do you?
I still feel like
People are listening.
You guys are just being nice.
No,
yeah.
people are listening. Like that's the other thing you got to realize when you're doing shows. Like everything you say, dumb, smart. You have a revelation that's like worthy of being engraved into some cave somewhere.
Here's
One
what
night-
we have. I'm gonna tell you what we have. That's very special. We have two things that combine, I think, to something very special.
Okay.
We have a genuine love for each other.
Yes.
I believe.
Yeah.
And
I believe.
we have also very genuine tension.
Okay.
A very genuine difference in worldviews.
Yeah.
And we argue about it on the show. It doesn't sound like an argument. It doesn't sound like,
You're fleshing them out.
but it sounds like
yeah.
two guys who are fairly intelligent, genuinely like each other, just trying to be right.
Yeah.
And I think it comes out good.
Okay.
It just comes out good.
It can, yeah. I think I love how you qualify our relationship. I think the first time you went on another podcast, it might have been High Hash Rate, but like they brought up me briefly, like, oh, tell us about Business Cat or whatever, and you're like, yeah, I think we're friends. Like, yeah, so it's like
because we have this genuine tension, and sometimes I do wonder deep down in the back of my mind, does Business Cat secretly hate me? Sometimes.
You guys have tension in a lot of different ways, right?
Yeah.
Like listening to the show.
It's not age-based, but it is worldview-based.
But it's like everything. It's like the cadence of your thinking. Even listening to you guys talk right now, like when one of you speaks, it's like quick, and then the other one speaks. It's like, yeah, slow. This is what I think. I've thought about this a little bit.
I do need to speak slower. You're
It's not about what you need to do. It's just that there's a contrast there, and people like contrast, whether it's in the way you think or the things you think or the way you deliver a thought. People like that, and it works for you guys. Doesn't work for everybody, but it works for you guys.
It really does work, and I don't know why it does at this point, but we've done 75 episodes.
Yeah.
And we figured out that it works. A lot of times now, it's like we don't even talk to each other
Before?
at all.
Yeah.
I mean, like at all.
Yeah.
I mean, we're good.
we catch up
We're
about
good
every
friends.
2 weeks when we record,
Yeah.
and yeah, that is when we talk.
Sharing this space right now is like one of the weirdest things in the world.
That's not unique to me and you
Yeah.
either. Like, I don't talk to anyone. Like,
Yeah.
I talk to my wife and my kids, and like all of like these like this Bitcoin social stuff. Like, I'm generally like, I don't know what you're talking
Are you
about.
on a big conference
So-
guy?
I've been to a couple years ago, and
Yeah.
I was like, I was so shy. So this is the best conference I've ever been to. So let me start there. Like the fact that like I come here and there's like I have my co-host here.
The absolute lowest of bars.
I have people that I can talk to. So I think every conference I've ever been to, I have ended up going up and just hanging out in my room by myself because I just I'm so overwhelmed.
You want to do the social thing.
Yeah, like the small talk of meeting new people and having to, it's like I can't do it.
So people in my meetup are always asking, like, when's Business Cat coming out? I want to meet Business Cat. When is Business Cat? I'm always telling them, like, dude, Business Cat is a homebody.
Yeah.
He just likes being at home.
You're preaching to the converted here, by the way. My co-host never leaves his house.
Oh, I can see that. Well, he's afraid of taking a shit in public.
My excuse that I tell myself, like, my full-time job right now is I'm a stay-at-home dad, and like I have a very busy CPA wife.
Yeah.
And it's so like, yeah, like
he is a homebody. He likes being around, and I like
going to the gun range.
He just likes it, and I think Business Cat. People think it's funny that I call you Business Cat, but I'm so used to it.
I don't remember people's real names,
but like
I remember pseudonyms. I don't.
You're hitting a phase of your life right now where you're starting to leave the house.
How old are you?
I turned 40 this year.
So we're about the same age. And how old are you?
I'm 51.
So you're a Gen Xer, and I'm like an older millennial.
Same. I was born in
I'm a bullseye Gen Xer.
Yeah. You're right in the middle. It's weird. Like even like the way you guys describe it. Like I don't know if it sounds like this to you guys, but they're describing a relationship that it doesn't seem like either of them really have a handle on. Like they don't know. Like they're like, sometimes I think he hates me. He won't come to the meetups. But I love talking to him. I love catching up with him. And by the way, even though we do this show together 75 times, your show's like an hour and a half long usually, if not a little longer or something.
We aim for an hour minimum.
Yeah,
it works
pretty long. And like now they're roommates and they're like, yeah, kind of weird.
It is. I was out at the Central PM meetup like a month ago.
Yeah.
And we had lunch at, we just got this burger joint across the street from where the meetup was. And we were talking about how, dude, this is kind of surreal. It's kind of surreal. Like, what do we do? We're with each other.
We're just gonna talk to each other, and
what do we do?
Don't you guys plan like? Okay, so you don't plan your content. I actually think there's some value there. I do, and I don't. Like, it's not that you don't plan anything, but
it's very loose.
There's a sweet spot there where you don't want to take away from the episode by talking about things beforehand. You want the reactions to be legitimate, honest, and
we also trust that it'll happen. So usually, the most planning we do is like 5 minutes before we record, which is on 8 a.m. on Saturdays.
You record 8 in the morning?
We'll just start texting each other.
You guys got wild energy on that show for 8 a.m. on a Saturday.
I'm a morning person, dude. I'm
a morning person.
My military career, but I've been waking up at 5 for 10 years.
I get up early, but I don't want to talk to anybody really until like 7. Yeah, not me. It's not me.
9,
I can't do that.
But we'll share a list.
We'll share no space on the memory card, just in case you guys.
What does?
It says no space on the memory card.
On the camera?
Yeah.
We're recording on the other thing anyway.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. So even if we don't get the video, I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, hey, I just want to let you know.
I appreciate that. What's on the card? Even my wife's been using it for baby pictures.
He's getting revenge for all the tech support.
Okay.
I didn't send him anybody. At least now I could just drink this beer and not worry about it.
Yeah. So like 5 minutes or maybe 5-10 minutes before the show, we'll start texting each other. Here's what's on my mind. If we can get to it, let's get to it.
If you guys don't have you have a topic list or something or no?
Very loose.
We generally will structure. Okay, here's where we're gonna start the conversation, and like we'll have I've been thinking about this week.
Yeah.
And he's been thinking all right, we'll start talking about that, and then maybe at some point we'll pivot into this other conversation if it comes up naturally in the conversation.
But here's what happens though. So we have this maybe a list of 2 or 3 things that's on our minds that we want to talk about, but when we hit start, we have the opening convo. And then that just takes on a life of its own.
It dovetails, yeah.
And business gets very good at eventually figuring out how to segue into one of the things.
You guys do a good pivot. Your show does have a good pivot. That's hard to do. The other thing that I like about your show is that the content is very rarely centered on Bitcoin.
It makes
everyone in the room
really difficult to talk about our show to people like, oh, you have a podcast. What's it about? It's about me.
Because once you start, everyone who starts a show in Bitcoin, I mean, for sure, when you guys did this, I would imagine it was the same. We're going to talk about the best Bitcoin stories from the week. And Len still does all the research for the show, for the stories. And, you know, we used to like scour Reddit and go on Twitter and try and find like what people talk about and care about. And then you realize after like, I don't know, a couple months maybe, that there's way more going on that is sort of like tangentially related to Bitcoin. And you want to talk about that too. You don't want to scare people off. You don't want to scare the Bitcoin people off, but you want to talk about stuff that's like true top of funnel. I'll take my weekly shot at Simply Bitcoin here. You got the two kinds of top of funnel thinking, right? One is the Simply top of funnel where you're, you know, really dumbing down your content to just the stupidest possible lowest common denominator. Everything you put out is slop. The camera cuts are just constantly pumping dopamine, and you're not seeing anything of substance ever.
There's a lot of giggling.
Yeah, they should be giggling.
Hey, no giggling.
No giggling allowed.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of giggling.
That's the Simply top of funnel stuff, and that's what happens when you have no job and rely on play counts. You can't say things that actually.
It's having a podcast to have it because there's other reasons than just we're love of the game. We're total love of the game.
Because then, like you guys do, and I think like Len and I do, and a lot of podcasts I like do this. Top of funnel is actually okay. Let's talk about like, you know, whether it's actuarial stuff or you want to talk about some of your military background. Like there's relationships here to Bitcoin and maybe more specifically like time preference and hard money and family building and community building. That's top of funnle. Not
so we hit all that.
And we got to put a guy with a surprise face and Larry Fink is on fire in the gold vault in the thumbnail. Like that's retarded. Yeah, like that's retarded shit. But if you're doing this other top of funnel thing, that's where you get people who actually are like, yeah, man, I get these guys. Like if I saw a meetup with my college age daughter and they were there, I would stop my car too. That's the kind of thing I want.
People, I think, when two people are having a conversation, I think people can see themselves in that conversation.
It's a parasocial relationship with podcasters for sure.
I don't have a problem with current events per se, but like I did stand up and I realized that whenever I wrote jokes that were like topical, like one of my best jokes I ever had was about Penn State. This was back in 2012.
The Sandusky years?
Scandals. Yeah.
No.
And I realized like at some point those things will have a shelf life and we wanted to do something timeless. We wanted the episodes to be kind of timeless. That anyone could go listen to any one of them and it would be relevant, hopefully.
Evergreen, right?
I don't know how successful we've been with that. Semi-successful.
It's the themes though, thematically.
Yeah, but like we you know, we win more than we lose on these.
Yeah, true.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's interesting, like the podcast thing, and like, you know, Boomer's filled in a bunch on our show. These, I don't know, have you ever co-hosted the show?
Yeah, once.
Yeah? Like I'm
blind when you were away.
I'm away a bunch, and so like there's a lot of people who've done us favors, like Deedles has done it, and a few other people over the years, and I'm always appreciative, but it's weird. It is weird a little bit to have someone try and fill your shoes on the show. And, you know, when I first, you know, took a leave of absence from that show, I can't remember why it was, maybe a couple of years back when I hurt myself playing sports or something. And,
what's new?
Exactly. And so like, you know, if someone comes on, you're like, man, I wonder if they'll like this other guy more than they like me. And so you're like monitoring play counts because like, let's face it. Okay. You start a podcast. I don't know if it's like this for you guys. It was like this for me. You start seeing stars. You see the play counts go up. It's like, okay, this is our first like 1,000 play episode. And then you just are like, holy shit, people are actually listening and watching and they want to talk to us. And
you guys have 1,000 play episodes, huh?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't talk about the play counts, but they're good. The play counts are good and they're like, it's like a steady grind.
Like
and,
those are epic for us.
Yeah. Like, but like what I would say about this point and about like whether 1,000 plays is important is what you are actually looking for is not people who watch your show because they have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
They're literally people who watch your show because they fucking care about what you're saying. They like you and they align with your message. Have you ever seen that article? All you need is 1,000 super fans or something like that.
No,
it's not that
that resonates.
Yeah, not that I think like of our listeners as super fans. Like we're in Discord chats and they're in the fucking
Boomer
chat.
is a legit super fan. Like, and that's how we met him.
But he's like a friend.
Yeah.
Like, he's a friend. You know what I mean? Like all the people listening to my show regularly, like my friends.
You're always
Yeah, like he's Boomer in the chat, you know, like, but like he's a friend of mine. Like I don't look at him and be like, oh, this guy's a listener of the show. Like no,
only like that with like a handful of podcasts
because those are the ones
that you guys just happen to be.
But I do view him as a listener of the show because that's part of what makes him connected.
That's right. Yeah, that too. That's fair. But the whole thing is like you could you know think about your play counts and stuff and whether someone's gonna like you more or like you less. But the big thing is like, is your core group of like listeners / friends, is it growing? And are those quality people? Like when you go to meetups and stuff, the people that ask you, yeah, man, where's Business Cat? Like, they're not fucking people who are watching the open mouth thumbnails. They're waiting for your show to come out.
That's
Like,
right.
somebody, you know, asked Nico, where's Opti?
Nobody fucking great point. Boomer just said, how many people
Boomer,
asked?
don't feed.
Boomer
the
just said, how many people asked Nico where Opti was today? The answer is fucking zero. Zero. Because there's no diehard fans of that show. None. That's just the way it is. And there's a place for slot farming and all that, and I don't want to turn this simple.
2022, I would say I was definitely a fan of that show.
Were you?
In 22?
When Phil was on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, going back to like my mindset of why did I want to start a show? It's like with that, what was the article you said? You need 1,000.
You need
superfans?
1,000 super fans, yeah.
I heard somebody say on a podcast I listened to. I don't know where it was. I've been listening to loads of podcasts since my
Forever.
mid-military. I listened to Rogan since he was on
conversation we had.
Snowflakes going down
talked about on
his basement or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
Rogan.
I discovered Rogan because I was listening to somebody else's show that Rogan went on as a guest. It was that early. Adam Carolla.
Yeah.
I got really sick in the Air Force one time, and I could do nothing but lay in bed for like a week and a half, and like that was when I discovered podcasts, and it was the Adam Carolla show. And Rogan came on and was such an interesting guest. I was like, oh, I'm going to go listen to this.
Yeah.
And then, so way down the road, like that branched out to, I started listening to way more podcasts. And way downhill from that was, somebody said, I didn't realize this isn't my gem, but like somebody pointed out that on the internet offers us an effectively infinite audience.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is find the people that are interested in your content. If you have the willpower to get through the awkwardness of not having a lot of people and potentially being awkward. It's like you just have to find your crew, and that like you can make a career out of it.
Have you ever read? You have to help me with the name of the article. What is that piece from the Atlantic in like the 40s? The remnant thing. Isaiah's job. Have you ever read Isaiah's job?
I've not. I'm familiar with the concept of the remnant.
That's where the remnant comes from. That you have to find your remnant, and you can either dumb down and sort of dull your knife to try and, get more people on board and boost your play counts or whatever. Or you can like stay focused on what you think is important and how you think you'll win and message properly and all that.
Nothing is more valuable to me than the friend group that has been basically selected by us doing this podcast.
Yeah.
So like our boys on the Bugle.
Yep.
I could go down the line.
Sure.
The guys who really have shown up in my meetup, who have, really they've risen because they want to be part of this, and it's like we will never lower ourselves.
No,
ever.
I'm never gonna do it.
If I was to lower myself, I would do it on a different podcast.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. If I felt the need for some reason.
Yeah.
To lower. I would never do it to rock, paper, Bitcoin because we have something it's such a special selector of the people in our life.
Yep.
Right, yeah. You have like 5 shows you're on?
I have 5 shows. Yeah.
Like you were talking about
I have 5 shows. What?
I have 5 podcasts.
You yourself are governing 5 podcasts?
Yeah. He doesn't edit them all, but yeah.
What are they?
Business Cat does all the work for rock,
What other
paper, Bitcoin.
podcasts you have?
So I have Motivate the Mass
Okay.
with Gary Krause.
Okay.
Average Gary, shout out.
Don't know who that is, but
Average. You should.
He is.
No, you should.
Okay.
You should.
Okay.
Gary is one of like the coolest people. Yeah, like
So then you didn't listen to the episode with Average Gary. It's 3 episodes ago.
it's called Modern Warfare. It's Gary and I talk about our military
Okay,
service.
so yeah, maybe I missed that one. Yeah, okay.
Who was one of the recent Posthoff approved guys was on, I think it was on Peter McFawn, a superfan. He was saying that like, there's nobody new in Bitcoin coming out. Like, where are the new guys? Where are the new voices in Bitcoin for this cycle? Like, Average Gary is top of my list for like, who's
He's
the new
special.
guy coming in. No.
He's special boy.
He's like a jet boot.
Okay, I'll listen to Average.
He writes code. He's
Okay, so you're doing
he's his own man.
You're doing a math pod.
So we do Motivate the Math, and that's very near and dear to me.
Is it a Bitcoin podcast?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
It's how do you actually gain conviction in your own reasoning?
Okay.
How do you know you're right?
Mhm.
I mean, you're right.
Okay.
Dude,
That's good.
I have my math books.
Good thesis.
Right out of
Hey,
here.
beer me a beer.
Okay. Next one is called Back on the Chain, which is there is a legendary rock band
God bless you.
by the name of Fish.
Fish, yeah.
PHISH.
Yeah.
Legendary
We're
rock
like the
band.
tragically hip, but American.
I've
Shut up. Shut up.
actually never listened to a Fish song, but I see them on my timeline all the time.
That's fine. You know what? The kid from American Pie would have been in a Fish certainly for a little bit. So he would have done some shows while he was in college. Definitely, he would have ended up in some friend group. But anyway, when I arrived in Bitcoin, I was already a veteran of Fish, and Fish is a big part of my life. 30 years going to shows.
Yeah,
they were very formative. That was like a huge outlet for my autism.
Everyone's got a band like that. Yep.
Well, yeah, but when I got into Bitcoin, I discovered many connections of which I could not ignore.
Okay.
And the first time, so I wrote 2 essays that I have on my blog. It's like I have these essays about pensions, about how to create annuities using Lightning, and then I have these Fish essays. It's like nothing makes sense that I do. But we ended up starting this podcast, me and Jason C.
Jason C and I.
Jason C is the guy. What's his like? He's like TSE, like he's a Chinese guy, or
No,
Okay.
he is a white dude.
okay, got it. His last name just starts with C.
His last name starts with C.
Okay, that's his handle.
And so he's just another Fish fan, and we decided to start that podcast, and that has been incredible. It's been an incredible experience, and there are people that tell me that that's
He's shaking his head.
It's like,
Okay, yeah.
oh, it's incredible. There are
Keep
people
going.
that tell me that
I'm so
that's
serious.
like that's the one that they really see me get the most enthusiasm.
You are in your element.
Find my voice
Okay.
of enthusiasm. And then the other one is Sound Coffee with Otis Bittmeyer. And that is Otis Bittmeyer is a master coffee roaster, very close friend. And when I tasted his coffee, I got very committed.
Yeah,
to
you were
people knowing
talking
him.
about coffee on a recent show. About like you were out at might have been the like
Satoshi.
the Royals fucking
Yeah, well, that's my point. Yeah, so Lake Satoshi was a big pop-up for Otis.
Okay.
Otis was the guy with the school bus who was serving coffee the whole time.
Okay.
And we just released an episode with Evan Kalutis of Zeus.
Nice.
And, Otis really represents the part of my community where we're building a circular economy
Okay.
as hard as we can.
I like that. The circular economy thing is
Yeah.
big, and we're trying to do it here in Canada a little bit. Ben Parent BTC Sessions is doing it in Calgary, but talking to people last night, apparently that SAT market thing has been like a really hard sell. It's not as popular as sort of the Twitter stuff makes it seem, which sucks because it does look like it's pretty well attended, and maybe people just aren't buying
Get
it.
consumers to get out.
That's the thing, right?
Yeah, you can have the vendors you want. They're gonna have people.
It's, D saying you can get people. If you can't get people to come, then it's hard.
And Calgary's not a big city either.
Yeah, it's small.
It's not as big as everyone thinks.
People don't realize that.
You need people who are super committed to selling their stuff for Bitcoin. So, like, I think of Rev Hodl, if you know who that is.
Yeah.
I think of Rev Hodl as like one of like the real leaders of that movement.
Premier Bitcoin recipients for goods. Yeah,
Like he makes shit that people want and always has shit for sale for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
The circular economy can't happen until enough people have stacked enough Bitcoin
that they're willing to sell.
Yeah, like I mean, I didn't start spending Bitcoin until I had a stack accumulated.
Yeah, I mean,
I put $400 in a ShakePay wallet like 2 days ago for this, and today when I bought my coffee and they asked me Lightning or a card, I tapped my card. Like I can't do it.
You spend the shit.
You know what I mean? It's like anyway. Let's finish.
like I make a point to spend my Lightning.
I try.
That's
I
where
try
circular,
to, but then, like I don't want to do
But
it.
again, this is why circular economy matters, because if you don't care who you're giving your money to, then you'll give them the money. You'll give them your worst form of money.
Yeah.
I guess, right? But if you are building something and you want the sats to spread, you wouldn't say I can't do it,
Yeah.
because you're part of how the value you
I'm
add to that community.
I'm being attacked. Not since
I'm not attacking you. I'm
Not
saying
since the casting couch is someone taking this much of a beating in a couch in an apartment.
part of the value you add to a community is your willingness to spend sats.
You're right. You are right. I gotta start doing it. Boomer's thinking that. Okay, last question, and then we'll hang out for.
It's almost become an old pleb slop meme to not spend your Bitcoin.
It has that is true.
But there is a real psychological issue.
It's really meaningful. Spending your Bitcoin is really meaningful. Like I have somebody special in my life who recently made a pretty big Bitcoin purchase, and both parties were like, "Wow, this was like kind of special."
Boomer saying there was a. I don't know if the mic's picking you up, but that someone special in his life made a big Bitcoin purchase and everyone was happy about it, and there's a little bit of kumbaya after.
Yeah.
The reason I was so excited about Otis
Yeah,
was that
coffee guy.
was that, I mean, I've drank a lot of, sorry to say, real shit ass coffee with Satoshi's name on it.
Yeah,
And so when I found this roaster who only sells this stuff for Bitcoin, I was like, this is worthy of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I found a coffee roaster whose coffee is worthy of the money he's
you
demanding.
demand the quality product for the quality money.
Yes.
Yeah,
Fundamentals hustles so hard with all of his shows that he's like, I feel like I need to produce more content. That's not. I'm not aiming to produce more content because of you, but you definitely inspire me to like. I can do more.
I always feel like I have more to say. Like, when I think about the way that my home life is now, I am legit, like, my daughter has 1 million books, everyone's going to bed and there's ships in the sea and, like, you can read them any number of
Congrats on
things.
being a new dad.
I want to talk about fatherhood because you guys both have kids. It's interesting to me. But, like, I just went up talking to my daughter about Bitcoin. She can't understand it, but she's like my dog, right? They're just happy to be involved and they'll listen to your voice and getting the cadence and
My daughter
tonality.
is so excited when she sees the Bitcoin logo.
Okay, so let's finish with this because
Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
I don't know how long this is. I don't know how long this battery is going to last. So let's finish with this. You guys both have kids. How old are your kids?
4 and 2.
And yours are college age.
16 and 19.
Okay. I have a 11-month-old, and I think about like how.
No.
What are you guys doing? Oh, the camera's off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. It's not. The audio's. I can see the audio recording.
Yeah.
The thing I think now when I do the podcast is, am I recording something here and putting it out that my daughter's going to be able to listen to in 20 years and be like, yeah, he fucking got it right. He knew it. And it was like unpopular at the time. And no, I went through school with my teacher saying this was the wrong thing to think and the wrong thing to do, but he got it right. Do you guys think about that when you record shows? Do you think about legacy? Do you think about, you don't.
I don't, but like,
Your kids are watching it now.
they're like my kids see me as, they're like, Dad likes to yap. And, like when they went out to Lake Satoshi, they're like, and people seem to like.
Oh, you brought your kids to Lake Satoshi?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're like, people seem to like to listen to you. Yeah. That's like the value I add is, yapping.
You're a graduate of Yappers University.
Yeah, I don't think about it being. I was saying before, like I want our episodes to be timeless insofar as they're not stuck in some current event.
Yeah.
I don't know if I care if 20 years from now anybody listens to this stuff.
Huh. But your
Right.
kids will listen to it, maybe. Or their kids.
But my kids get my podcast every day.
Yeah. I know. My wife feels the same way, actually.
I've thought about that quite a bit. Like my daughter she's so entertained by the fact that her dad has a podcast.
Yeah.
So,
It's neat.
yeah, right. It's kind of like she tells like all of her friends. So we just started her at a homeschool co-op. That's kind of like pretty early. She's 4, but like it's like
Lean school co-op is like you do a day and someone else does a day, or like what?
We it's called a threefold school in Mechanicsburg near us, and it's a family that has like it's a bunch of families that have come together, and like they don't call it a school.
Threefold. That is Waldorf. That's definitely Waldorf based.
Yes, it is. It's like all Montessori stuff for the young kids, but it goes all the way up through what, like 12th grade, which is like the senior and
Yeah, that's what it is here too.
yeah. But yeah, it's like I am like, so we had to interview for this, and it's like, oh, like, well, so like, we're talking to ladies, the headmistress, and she's like, oh, what do you do? And my wife is a CPA. She's like, oh, I'm a CPA. Talking about that, and it's like, it turns to me, it's like, oh, I'm a podcaster, and it's like, it is the first time I've ever publicly, like, when somebody asked me what I do, I was like, oh no, I'm a podcaster. That's what I do.
Yeah. So he's worried about them listening now.
Well, yeah, like this is yeah.
Be careful.
Right.
Whole shift.
This is dude.
Yeah.
So the recent episode was kind of controversial when like we went back and forth on stuff, and it's actually the first time in a very long time that I've elected to chop something out of the episode. So like there was a bit I went on a little rant that I decided to was like when
we go off mic, we'll tell you.
Okay, sure.
Great. It's fucking funny as hell.
But yeah, so like I'm realizing like I'm now meeting all of these people who are gonna be like, "Oh yes, what do you do? I'm a podcaster."
It is weird.
They'll go check out your podcast, and they're gonna hear me.
See, if you have 5
ranting.
podcasts, you don't have to worry about them finding the wrong one.
I appreciate that you always, whenever you go on Spaces or anything, you always say like the flagship show is Rock Paper Bitcoin.
It is. Well,
That's a very.
75 episodes.
But yeah, it's like my kids are very into it, and like
It's the chain. The one with the longest chain is what I call the flagship episode.
I hope that my children are into it enough that they listen to it. Like my parents don't listen to it. Like, my parents could care less that I have a show, and it like so I hope that my kids can, like, I would I listen to my parents' podcast? It's like maybe if they were into Bitcoin, like I don't know, like so.
You know what, dude? I once when I was a kid, I had some messed up shit. I homeschooled myself. I stopped going to high school.
Okay.
I still like became an actuary somehow, right?
Yeah, you made it work. Yeah.
But like I didn't talk to my parents really at all. Thanks, Boomer. Boomer's in the other room sucking cock. Anyway, I found a video. I found a video, and it was my dad was in a corporate training, and they were asking him some really personal questions, and he said things about me and my sister that I had never heard him discuss his thoughts ever. And I have to tell you, I still remember it, and it was like I almost saw him as I saw him as human in a way I never did before.
Yeah.
And so I just would say that was a treasure. It was a treasure to find something of his recorded.
Isn't that kind of neat? Like, I think about that all the time. Like, I want, let's face it, okay? Podcasters, Bitcoin podcasters, there's memes about it. You're 40 HPW, it's your PodConf approved. You got like a little shtick and but at the end of the day, what I really want is for my daughter and, anyone else who watches the show really to say like, yeah, these guys didn't bite their tongue. It was unpopular to say these things. And by the way, nobody was listening for the longest time, and they were still doing it, still talking about it. And they were just like, they were genuine in their efforts and genuine in what they wanted to achieve, and they achieved it.
We figured out very early on that like the things we would talk about, we would start seeing them materialize in the world.
Yeah.
And so we used to say, shit, dude, God's listening. We don't really care if we get a big audience.
Yeah.
Because we're literally, the world is working out the way we want it to because of what we're doing. I know it sounds like stupid and Pollyannish, but I believe that very strongly.
It's not as stupid as a Fist podcast.
I did not.
No, but there's something sacred. I feel like there's something really sacred about when
intentionality
we
matters
talk together.
Yeah, and like where you're spending your attention is much more important than people realize. Like entertaining ourselves to death.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Tell people where they can find more about you guys. Rock Paper Bitcoin podcast. You guys are both on Twitter. You're on Nostr. I'm not on Nostr nearly enough, and so you guys to hear that you're both like doing stuff over there is great. I continue to think that I need to spend more time on Nostr and less on Twitter, but for now I'm addicted. So
you go first.
Fundamentals on Nostr.
Yeah.
Fundamentals 21M on Twitter.
Yep.
You
got a book.
I have a book called Bitcoin for Institutions. Probably put the Zeus Pay site will go in the show notes.
Yeah, I'll throw it in there. Sure.
It's a really cool experience, dude. You just like literally 2,100 sats for the digital version of the book. You put your email address in, and then boom, you get the book.
Nice.
Twitter, Nostr, Business Cat. You'll find me. I forgot to mention, it's like, I guess Rock Paper Bitcoin, another podcast that I did start, but is like I've had 4 episodes and it's very small. It's called Rocky Ridge Radio.
Rocky Ridge Radio.
And Rocky Ridge is the name of the property. That's what we named the property that I grew up on, up in the mountains of Appalachia.
Okay.
And so like that's where like my family and I are desperately trying to move back to the top of the mountain and take over the property. And so yeah, this is like the kind of this. Dear listeners, I've refused from talking about pull shift this entire podcast. But if you want to hear me talk about pull shift, you can listen to me talk about it on Rocky Ridge Radio.
When I came into the conference this morning, Business Cat told me that something, I hear what we were talking about, but you're like, yeah, when the earth flips over, it's going to be a lot of water over there or something like that.
Yeah, we don't have to get into that on this show. But yeah.
We're out of here. God bless. Thanks, boys.
Thanks, guys.